This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so today's agenda will be new model, which is database, right? And before we go into the database, so last week we were discussing on the concept of how DNS works, and we did a hands-on, and where we used three services. That is, one is S3 bucket, then Route 53. So we used two services, and along with that we also use the name server. That is, the third service is outside of AWS, that is purchasing the domain from the your domain provider, and we collaborated all the three services together to form a one website or a service. Okay, so from now on you have to start building the websites, and then some small applications. Okay, so after today's session I will share you the link. I think I have already shared you. So I will explain you what all you have to do as per the architecture, and you have to follow the series of steps, and you have to complete the project. Then you will get a hands-on experience. Okay, right. So now, after Route 53, the next main important concept we have to learn is database. So what is this database? Why DB is required? In short form is DB, database. Okay, so if you carefully look all around us, we have a lot of data.
Sir, screen share agila, sir.
One second. Let me share my screen. Yes. Okay, so if you have to talk about database, right? So first we have to understand what is a data. So we see a lot of information around us. It can be name, our age, our income, our dependents, okay, our assets and everything, isn't it? So these are all data, correct? But we have so many data around us, and we cannot keep it in a normal file system. Like, so if you have to for example, this is also a database. If I open an Excel, if you if you create two column, name and mobile number, so this is also will be a database. For example, so this will be a database. Okay, and you can keep on adding the column, age, salary, huh, department. Okay, so no matter, we can save it in a simple Excel sheet. But the thing is, every time you have to manually look upon these things. Okay, and of course, not only these five columns, there will be a lot of other columns also. Okay, so for example, date of birth, then joining date.
ಇವನೇ ಅವನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಾರೆ.
Guys, can you go on mute? I think it's okay, right? So it can be date of birth or date of joining. Okay, grade, all those. So there will be for one or say one employee or one student, there will be lot of fields. If you can take students for an example. So as soon as you enroll into any college, you will get roll number, name, middle name, given name, then section, department, right? The number of subjects, is grade. So it goes on and on. So it becomes difficult to maintain this data in a normal file system. Okay, so if you look at the definition of a database, so what is database definition? We'll look it in a Google. What is a database. It is from Oracle. It says a database is an organized collection of structured information or data typically stored electronically in a computer system. You're getting? So what it says, it's a structured information. So what do you mean by structured? So structured in the sense, they database is a special type of software where you can store the data by relating some of the fields like employee ID. So you can map employee ID with the name. So you can search by the employee ID because employee ID will be unique key element, right? So you can filter an employee with the employee ID or mobile number. So that will be unique. So this is called relational database. Okay, so sometimes the database is also called as RDBM, that is relational database. Okay, so in order to save this kind of data in a structured way, you need a special software, and that software is known as DBMS, that is database management system. Okay, and the most common database systems are MySQL. These are all open source. Okay, then there is MS SQL, Oracle SQL. There are many other famous database software available in the market today. Okay, so depending upon our application and the developers, we are going to choose the suitable software. It can be MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, anything, Oracle. Okay, but the Oracle database and the Microsoft SQL Server, they are not free. They are not open source. You need to pay for the license and in order to use their software. You're getting the point. So this is called as the database system or a database management system. So what is database? A way of, in simple words, a way to store structured data. And the common, what are the common types of database we have? We discussed MySQL, Oracle SQL, MS SQL, and so on, etc. Right? So these are some of the common software. Okay, so you need to either go with the open source software and you can get the, so how we can get the software? By going like this. So go to the Google and you can type MySQL, you'll get the database. Okay, and you can, depending upon your operating system, you can go to the downloads and download the into your operating system. So this is one way. Okay, so there is command line utility also. So you can log into your instance. If it is a Linux server, you can log in and you can run the command install MS SQL, secure installation, it will install. Okay, so there will be a documentation involved. They'll give lot of command in order for the, based on the release and the version, you can do the installation also. Okay, but for this demonstration we are not going, because those days are gone now. So see, there are two ways. Like you can launch a EC2 instance first. Okay, like we launch anything, right? And then on top of it you can install the MySQL. That is one way. But in that scenario there will be a lot of headaches. Like you need to take, see in database, there will be a lot of activity. Like you need to take the snapshots, you need to take the backups, right? And you need to certain performance tuning you have to do. So all those things you have to take care. Okay. And it is tedious task, no doubt we can do that. It is not like doable, it is not like we cannot do, we can do it. But the thing is, it is lot of headaches. We cannot take care of that. So another way is, it is a managed service. Like we use a, so you can go with the RDS, or we can say, first let us take this symbol. So this is a RDS. So what is this? This is a RDS. So RDS is a service provided by AWS. Same database. So what is the difference here is, in the backend, the AWS people will, they are going to launch an EC2 instance in the backend, and they are going to take care of it. In the backend, even they are EC2 instance, but there will be a lot of automation involved, and they are going to manage it. Okay. Relational database system, and that is completely managed by AWS. Okay. RDS, that is relational database service, and it is completely managed by AWS. All right. But in the backend also, it is going to create EC2 instance only. It is going to create what? It will have a EC2, but it will be hidden. What it will do? It will be hidden. So we'll not come to know about it. It is completely managed by AWS. So let me put a cloud on top of it. So there will be a layer like this. So in the backend, it will be EC2. But in the console, we can see only the host names, port number. I'm going to show it to you in a few minutes. Port number and additional details. You just select what type of machine configuration you want, what power, what capacity of EC2 you want. So in the backend, they will take care. AWS will take care. So as it is hidden, that is why I have used this cloud diagram. Okay, so this is one part. Only thing is, you will select in the console which like whether you want to go with MySQL or something. Okay, in what VPC, those VPC details, security groups, so those things you will select here in the console. So in the backend, the AWS will manage it for you. So that is one part. Okay. And the second part is, you need a special mechanism to connect to this database. You cannot, directly connect using the git bash or something like that. Okay, you need a special software known as, in this demo I'm going to make use of the MySQL, because I'm going to make use of the MySQL in the RDS. So I'm going to install the workbench. So MySQL workbench is the software in order to connect to your database and see the data. And we are going to create some sample databases to see what and all we are going to create. Okay. So let us log into the AWS console. So once you logged into the AWS Management Console, in the search for services, type RDS and click here. See, Managed Relational Database Service. Okay, here you are just going to see the console. So create a database. So here if you notice, it does not says create an EC2, it says create a database. So in order for you to create a database, what database software you are going to use? So select MySQL, right? Now which version? So this version will be given by your developer. So which version you want to use? Okay, so Amazon supports from 5.7.33 to 8.0.28. So it depends on your environment. Okay, and always select free tier, because RDS is also, if you select production, it will not be under free tier. Okay, so always select free tier here, and any name you want to give, you can name it as my database slash new, or you can give anything, db dash app 1. So this is application 1. All right, and you can select the username. So username, I'm going to select my name. Okay, and you can select auto generate password, or if you don't want, you can select our own password, which I'm going to do that. Okay, so as we have selected free tier, it is going to launch a very basic instance in the backend. As you can see, 2 CPUs and only 1 gig of RAM. Okay, and now we have selected the instance type here. Now coming to the storage, so select, see, for database minimum 20 GB is required. Okay, so don't go with 200, select 20. Okay, otherwise lesser than 20 it will not allow you to create. Okay, so enable storage auto scaling. So this means if your database require more space, okay, so automatically the AWS will add the space for you. So that is the meaning of this enable storage auto scaling. Okay, so for this demo it is not required, because I'm going to delete it, and we are going to create only a simple database. So I don't require this, but in production you can enable this. Okay, and it says how many how many GBs you want to extend. So you can mention here up to 6000 GB. Maximum is 6144 GB. Okay, so I'm not going to select this. Next, now compute resource. So what do you mean by this? So it says choose whether to set up a connection to a compute resource for this database. Setting up a connection will automatically change the connectivity strings so that compute resource can connect to this database. Okay, so you have to decide whether you want to connect this database with any of the existing machine. If you select this, so the default option says do not want to connect to any EC2. If you select this, you need to select the instance which you want to connect to this, right? Because in real time there will be a front end application server which is going to talk to this database in order to save the data. So basically there will be main 4 operations performed by any application, that is CRUD, that is create, read, update and delete. But for this demo we are not going to connect to any EC2 instance. I'm going to select the default VPC, and subnet also I'm going to create, and I want to access this publicly, right? Okay, also if you want to connect, you want to make this database secure, so you can do that by selecting no, but for that you need to launch another EC2 instance and make it as a bastion host, and you need to use that bastion host to connect to this machine, but I don't require this, so I'm going to select publicly yes and choose the security group, or you can select the new one. Okay, see, for the port number of MySQL is 3306, so you need to allow for the this one. Okay, and password authentication, if you want to enable the monitoring you can do that, and they are going to give you the cost. So the Amazon RDS free trial is available for to you for 12 months. Okay, so that's it, and hit database. It says invalid password. Okay, so it is not considering the @ sign, so I'm going to change this. Yeah, I'm going to change it, and I'm going to create. Yeah, so now as you can see in the backend it will create the database for me, and this will take a lot of time. All right, because it has to create it has to first launch the EC2 instance. First it has to launch the base operating system, and top of base operating system it has to install the MySQL version we have mentioned, and everything it has to do. And once it has installed everything, it will also take one initial backup. So that is the reason it will take a lot of time. So meanwhile we are going to install the what, this MySQL workbench. Okay, so you can download here. So under the downloads you can see MySQL workbench, and you can select your Microsoft Windows. It is available for all the platform, Ubuntu, Red Hat, Fedora, source code, anything. So if you select, there will be a different RPM base. Okay, if you select Microsoft Windows, it will be a the Microsoft installer, and it will be downloaded in the your downloads folder. So you can search for MySQL workbench. See here, MySQL workbench community edition, Windows 64 MSI. If you double click this, it will automatically install. Okay, but in my case I have already installed, so I'm just going to open it. Okay, so this is how a MySQL workbench, I mean graphical user interface will look like, and this is where you have to connect to a database, manage connections, everything. So these are all the settings. Okay, so now we are going to go back to the console and see whether it has started creating. Okay, and also meanwhile this is getting created, we are going to support, I mean we are going to look for the commands to create the database. Okay, so because the creation of the database and everything is taken care by the database admins, right? But as a cloud engineer or a DevOps engineer, you should know some basics commands like create database and database name. Okay, so like this we can create the database. Okay, and then there are several other tutorials also. Okay, see here, so we are going to achieve this. So it is going to show the database in this format. Okay, use database change exit but okay. So we are going to test this. Okay, so let me go back. Let's see whether it is created now. So see, as I told you, right, it is still backing up. So let it complete the backup. You can use this URL, or if you find any others also you can create. You can use from tutorials point also, that is also good. Okay, so this is for create table. Okay, inside the database, see column 1 and data type, column 2 and data type. See, we are going to create a table like this. Create table, customers id, integer, name, varchar, age. So many things are there, so we can create this in a one go. Okay, now you can follow along. So we can delete the table also. Okay, you can insert query. So insert into table values. Okay, so we are going to perform this step by step. Okay, so let the first okay, now it says it is, yes, the status is available. So now how we connect to this? So go inside, in the connectivity and security you can find this endpoint. So copy this, and you can also check the security group. If you, it should be open for port number 3306. So whereas this has all that, so this has allowed all the traffic, so we need not worry. Okay, so now go to your MySQL workbench, select database, connect to a database, select standard TCP over IP, then host name you have to give the entire DNS name you have created. Port number automatically it will select for MySQL, which is 3306, and username is, I'm going to give my username, and the password which I have saved. So you can enter here and save it here and press OK and press OK. Now this is going to, yeah. So if you have done the configuration and the port is allowed, so you will get a something output like this. Okay, so you can enter the first command here. So show databases. So by default, it would have created some default databases. So Control A and hit on this. So as you can see, it has by default 1, 2, 3, 4 databases. So you can create the database. So create database and database name. So I'm going to create the database with my name. Okay, so it has created. So now again show databases semicolon and run the second one. So you can see now Mithun database has created. Now for use, in order to use that database, use and database name. Okay, so now we are using the database Mithun. And now if you want, you can create some table. So let me copy this. Okay, so name and data type is what? Varchar. So select, isn't it? So name, data type, varchar. What is the error it is showing? Okay, let it complete. Then age, age. Then you type. Okay, age, integer. See, okay. And for this varchar, you have to give the how many characters. So it will. Okay, so for varchar, it will accept like how many characters you want to put. Okay, age is an integer. Then what else? You can say salary. So that is also an integer, right? Then if you want to say, you can put in okay. Then salary. Then what else? Mobile number, mobile number. So that is also an integer, right? Isn't it? So like this, you can keep on adding. And one more name I will give. Say designation. So you can give varchar. So you can give 20 here. So like this, you can create the simple like this. Okay. So just run, select this and just run. You have an error SQL server. What is this? Check the manager confirmation. Okay, one second. What is the error? Yes, it has created. See, it has created. So you can change the, you can create one more table also. Like so this is a employee. So create table employee. So you can create like this. Okay, so now we have created, sorry. So now show tables. And then you can run. So employee and, isn't it? So we created two tables, right? Now we are going to insert. So you want to see some query, right? So you want to, if you want to insert like this, so insert into, we'll copy this and we are going to enter. So insert into which one? So employee. Okay, so you have to give the fields also. Okay, so what is the field? First field is name and age. Then what is the next I gave? Age, salary. Okay, salary is already there. Okay. Age, salary, mobile. Then designation. Okay. So now first name we'll give it as Mithun. Okay. So now observe we have given only 10 characters. So I will try to give my full name and see where what will be the behavior. So age you can save it as 36, right? And salary you can take it as say just a sample 100 or 1000 something 10,000. Mobile number I'm going to as 99999. Okay, and designation is DevOps engineer in the double quotes, because for a character you have to give it in a single or double quotes. Okay, so insert into the where into the employee, and you have to give the field and the data in the next one. So let us try to run it. See what is this? Data truncated. So that is because we have given only, so it is throwing an error. One rows affected. Okay, so now show tables. Okay, we have already written that. Oh, sorry, we have already written that, right? So you can select this and run, and you can write. So if you want to list everything, right? So you can run select star, select star from employee. That means it is going to display everyone. Okay, see, as you can see it is successful, but how much characters it has taken? So 1 2 3 4 5 6, then space also it's one character, 7 8 9 10. So I the reason I gave varchar 10, so it has taken only 10 characters. So that is what it showed me an warning. Okay, so like this you can keep on adding. So you can copy and paste another thing. Okay, so I'm going to name as say Rishi, age is 6, and salary is also same. I'm going to change mobile number, and designation is I'm going to say student. Okay, so you can change here and run this. Now it will run because as per the naming only we have. Now if you want to, okay, so select select from employee where age something is there. Yeah, 1 second. Let me just check. Where clause, where condition. So where salary, yeah, like this we have to give the condition. So where age equal to 6. Okay. So now we have only two records. Okay, why it is throwing error? Okay, let me add star. Yeah, so star was missing. Now if I run this query, see, it is showing me the correct data. So this is what I meant by the relational data. So we are like searching. So select everything, but I'm giving a condition where age is equal to 6. Now if I run age is equal to 36 and run, so I'm getting my data. So like this. So these are all the relational database. You are getting it. So this is how you create a database, and rest everything. So if you want to learn more, there is a free tutorials link. I'm going to share it with you so you can practice. Okay, clear? So this is how you create a database. And as a DevOps guy or a cloud engineer, our job is to just manage this database in the console. Clear? So go to the RDS console and you can create a database clusters. Okay, and go inside. So as you can see here, there is a modify option. You can change the database password also from here. Okay, so I'll show you what all options are there. So you can change the version, you can change the name, new password, you can change the instance type, you can change the storage. Okay, so you have multi-AZ deployments. Okay, so all those things you can enable detailed monitoring. Okay, we'll discuss monitoring in few minutes. Okay, and you can take the backup retention, so it is going to keep the 7 days backup. Okay, so like this you can modify, and then you can also go to action, so you can set up EC2 connections. You can create a read replica. So read replica means for a, if you are to in production, what we do is, if you are to make the database connection faster, so we'll create a read replica in such a way that only it will create a Xerox or a, in other words, it is going to create a primary and secondary. So let me show it to you in the diagram. So coming back to the diagram, so it's the same database. So what it does is, it is going to say this is a master and this is a slave. So this database creates a master. So now we have created only one master. We have only one database, and in the backend it is going to take backups and everything. Okay, that is already there. You're getting it. But when you create a read replica, it is going to create a slave. So this data will be copied to this as well. But for all the read operation, it will be carried out using this slave node. And for the CRU, sorry, not read, C, U and D, that is create, update and deletion, this master database will be used. So only for the read operation it is going to create the read replica. So that is the meaning of read replica. Okay, so you can create the snapshots and everything. So once you go here, you can take the backups here. See, it has taken the first backup. You can delete it if you want, so you can restore. Okay, so every day you can take the backup also. Clear? Okay, so now once you are done with the practice, right, so just make sure you are deleting the database. So just type delete me is going to delete. Okay, and once you delete, right, check in the snapshots to delete this snapshot also. So this will also get deleted. Okay, so give it some time, it will get deleted and will come back later. Now, now The next concept we are going to study is a CloudWatch. Okay, so which is useful for monitoring. So I'll tell you how this is useful for monitoring is the reason. Suppose now I have so many EC2 instances. See, I'll show you a live example where I have configured a monitor, alarm for Windows machine. Let me show it to you. See, so here I have set a threshold that if my disk percentage free space, see free space is this. So let me show you first. What do you mean by free space? So in every operating system, there will be something called as free space. So now I have 1 TB disk where I have divided into three logical partitions, and in my C drive I have 254 GB free of 450 GB. So this means how many percentage free? So almost 60% is used. So 40% is free. In this case, only 10% is used and 90% is free. And here is only 1% is used and 99% is free. So the amount of free space. So same way, see, if you don't keep on checking on a day-to-day basis, you will not come to know when my disk will be full, isn't it? So you need a mechanism to tell. Okay, or if sometimes if my CPU utilization is very high and if you are not monitoring it, then there should be some monitoring mechanism to check whether my CPU utilization is low or something. So this is I am checking for the disk space. Now it is checking my operating system. Okay, I am talking about this server. So it is checking which server. Check here. So go to alarms. I will show you. Now it is checking the instance ID. This instance ID. So let me go back to this. Hmm. This is our live production instance. This is Windows reporting server. Windows server where I have it is checking for the disk space. Okay, if the disk space is almost full and we are not monitoring, so suddenly the application will be down. So in order to avoid that kind of scenario, we use of CloudWatch. Okay, the as the name itself suggests, CloudWatch. Watch means we are continuously watching something. So here in this sense, I'm monitoring the C drive, and I have set a threshold is if my free space is less than or equal to 15%, then send me an email. That's it. Very simple. So it will trigger an alarm. Now it says it is state is okay because what is my usage now? It is usage is here. So this is the 25%, but I have set a threshold for 15%. So the moment it reaches 15%, it will go to into the alarm state and it will send me an email immediately, so that I can be in a you know so whenever I see this email, I can quickly log in and I can delete unnecessary files, or I can add up additional space. So I'm going to, for this CloudWatch, I'm going to demonstrate a live example how this is very, very useful. Okay, so for that, I'm going to launch a EC2 instance first. So go to the instance section and click on launch, and I'm going to launch and name it as CloudWatch, and select anything you want because I'm not going to log in or anything. Keeper you can select anything. Bastion GPS I'm going to select. You can log in anything. Okay, and I'm going to install the stress. Okay, okay, we can log it and do it later, no problem. So I'm not going to feed anything. I'm just going to launch instance now. Perfect. Yes, so now let me see this. So this is a CloudWatch, and copy the public IP, or else go to the actions and click on. Okay, it is still not up, so let us wait. Yes, now it is in a connection state, click on SSH client, copy this and open the git bash and go to your downloads where your all the key pairs are present and just press shift or insert and you are inside the machine. Okay, so now just log in and minimize this window. First we are going to create an alarm, right? Isn't it? So first go to the CloudWatch, go to the alarms, click on all alarms and create an alarm. Select metric. Very simple, very straightforward. Okay, no need to buy heart anything. You can just follow. Okay, click on 1 second. Select metric. Yeah, select EC2. Select per instance metrics and select CPU utilization. Okay, and select the metric. Okay, so select the CPU utilization and change the instance ID to which you have newly launched. So copy this instance ID, come back and paste. Okay, and select average. Now you will not see any data because it is a new instance, right? So select average period. You can keep it 1 minute also, right? Now what do you mean by so conditions? So on what conditions you want the CloudWatch to send you an alarm? So a static value if the value is greater than or equal to. So what value? So greater than or equal to, I'm going to name it as say 10%. So I'm going to make sure if my CPU utilization is greater than 10%, then I need to get, see, as the moment I say it is setting a red line here. That means 10% is my benchmark. Okay, then click on next. Then what it has to do? So it has to send me a topic, isn't it? So you can select the topic here, or you can create a new topic also, no problem. So you can say my CPU is low in which region? In Mumbai region. Okay, and you can give the email ID. So aws.mithans@gmail.com. You can give the like this. So it will not only send an alarm, you can also achieve another option. You can add a EC2 action. What action you can add? If in the alarm, what it has to do? It can reboot, it can stop the instance, it can terminate the instance. See here, you can stop the instance, terminate the instance and reboot the instance. So I'm going to select terminate the instance because anyhow I want to terminate the machine, right? Isn't it? So click on next. Sorry. Okay, so we have to create the topic. So in the I would have got a received an email. See, AWS notification. I need to confirm the subscription. Yes. So just click on subscription. Then go here and click on next. What is the alarm name? So my CPU is high in Mumbai. So I will come to know that one instance which is high in Mumbai region. Click next. So this is a review section. Okay, so what it is going to do, when it triggers an alarm, it is going to do two things. One, it is going to send an alarm to me, to my email, and it is going to terminate this instance, which is 77642. Be careful while selecting the instance. Okay, so seven, sorry, 77, yeah, 77642, which is a CloudWatch. So be careful and create a alarm. Okay, so now it will says insufficient data because it is still, it has to collect the data points. Okay, so it will check. Okay, until it gets some data, it will be saying insufficient data. And once it receives some data, it is going to say okay. Now the state will be in a okay mode. So just wait for few minutes. So meanwhile, I'm going to install some stress application here. Stress application here. So for that, I'm going to run Amazon dash Linux dash extras and install EPEL. So I need to use sudo and say yes to install. Then sudo yum install stress hyphen y. Just install that stress software, so that we want to, because we don't have any live application, but we want to increase the load of the server. So just type stress hyphen hyphen help. You can say you'll get the command here, and I'm going to copy paste, and I'm going to say 1000 seconds, and I'm going to say 40, and VM is 12 something. Let us say I want to crash this server. That's it. That is my goal. So that is why I'm trying to. Okay. So now you see, now it says it is okay. It is in okay state. Now let me run this command. Okay. Now it is started to. Okay. Let me see. Let it be as default. Okay. Yes. Now it is trying to put some load on the CPU, and the moment it says, see, now it is saying insufficient data. Now it will start triggering the alarm, and you will notice that the moment. Okay, uh, let us watch in the email. Okay, we will soon get a notification. So we'll wait for some time. So still our CPU is in the 4%. So we'll wait for some more time. We're going to also see it in the metrics. So now it is still saying 4.883%. Okay, so we'll see. Wait. I think it has triggered the alarm already. Let me see. Not yet. Yeah. So now you can see it has already spiked here. See, 56%. So now it would have sent me a alarm. Let us see here. Yes. So it's in the alarm. Huh. Did you notice? So it was okay. Then it says insufficient data. Now in some time it will see. Now it is already shutting down. See, automatically it has terminated everything. And we would have also got a email also. You should send email. Yes, see here, promotions. See, alarm, my CPU is high in Mumbai, in Asia Pacific Mumbai. Okay, see, you are receiving this email because your Amazon CloudWatch alarm with the alarm name is in the Asia Pacific region, has entered the alarm state because threshold crossed one out of the last one data points, which is 56.200%, was greater than or equal to the threshold 10 minimum. So the alarm changed from OK to alarm state on the date, and it has triggered what it has done. So it has changed this. So it has triggered the alarm and it has also sent the date. Clear? And if you notice here, it has already terminated. See, terminated the instance. So in this way, you can make use of the, and you can see the connection is also terminated. Clear? So this is how the CloudWatch alarm you can configure. So this is I have just shown for CPU utilization, and similar we have done for auto scaling group also. You can add more instances, you can shut down the instances, you can reboot. So likewise you can configure the things. Clear? Any doubts? Okay, so yeah, so this completes, and let me go back to the RDS to see whether it has deleted everything. So you go to actions and delete, because snapshot there it is chargeable. Okay, so click and delete snapshot. So you would delete it because snapshot is also chargeable, because it will be get stored in a S3. Clear guys? Any doubt you can ask me. So now the next, okay, I'm going to share, I will share all the URLs with you later. And the next action point from me would be, so what you have to do is, you have to, I had shared the link, right? So what you have to do, you have to, now we have completed all the services. Can, yes, so I have to go here. Okay, now you have to complete setup from part 0 to part 6. You have to do on your own. Okay, so you are going to set up VPC subnets, internet connectivity, routing configuration. Then you are going to set up the database deployment. See, whatever we did cover today. Okay, then part 3 you have to set up the app instance deployment. So they have given step by step here. Then you have to configure the load balancing. Then you have to app tier AMI, you have to create an image and all those things. Target group, internal load balancer you have to create. And then part 5 web tier deployment, update the config file. So you have to create everything here. So configure, and then you have to configure the. So this is a 3-tier application: web tier, app tier, and database tier. Okay, so in this architecture, a public facing application load balancer forwards client traffic to our web tier. So first it will forward to these two EC2 instances. Okay, then they are running Nginx servers that are configured to serve a React.js website, and it redirects our API calls to the application server using the internal facing. So this is the internal load balancer. So the internal load, the internet sorry, then the internal facing load balancer then forwards the traffic to the application tier. So this one. So this load balancer will forward the traffic to this EC2 instances. Okay, which is written in Node.js. So this will be a complete package for you. And the application tier manipulates the data in the Aurora MySQL. So in my demo, I use the MySQL, but here you have to use Amazon Aurora. Okay, depending upon the application I told you, right? And then the load health checks and autoscaling groups are created to each layer to maintain the availability of the architecture. So this you have to create. Now we are in a position. Okay, we have covered everything, and please practice this first. Try to note down all the points what you have to do in a notepad or a Word document or everything, and then see what they have done step by step, and then try to do it without seeing once. Then try to see where you have committed any mistake, and then again come back here and follow. Okay, so if you are able to do this, then that's it. And of course, after that, there is one more website I'm going to share with you. Skiller.aws. Okay, now you can sign in. So there are some free training here, free labs. Okay, you can practice here also. See, these are labs. Okay, so you can practice here also. See, these are free. DevOps engineer is there. So you can apply filters. You can select languages, only English, and only English will come. And you can learn lot of things here. See, Amazon notification service. So there are so many things are there. So you can see troubleshooting Amazon CloudWatch. So you can learn this. Okay. So for example, controlling the network, or this is a container service. So if you want to get started, you can enroll for free like this. You can enroll, log in with your Amazon account, which you use for shopping. So same Amazon account will be valid here. So no issues. Okay, so update, and you can enroll. So here also you will get step by step what is this? Yes, so go to the view my courses and you can enroll. Clear? So getting started with ECS, you can start. Clear? So you can start course like this and you can introduction to ECS. So you will get all the with architecture diagram, everything you will get. Okay. So yeah, so that's it. So any doubts you can ask me. Okay. So any no doubts? No doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So we have completed the AWS. Okay, let me stop the recording.